of it in this document, but I'm not sure if it's a hard and fast rule, which we'd be careful to overstate it.
No more questions? We have a recommendation in front of us. And that is the Council approves the draft EA Network Centre and surrounding land 30-year master plan and consultation document for consultation alongside the long-term plan 24 to 34. Does I have a mover for that? Councillor Brown, Councillor Lovett, moved and seconded, open for debate. Thank you, officers. Councillor Brown, do you want to speak to the motion?
No, thank you.
Councillor McMillan.
Thank you. I speak in support of this. I think this is something that the community needs to see, show that we have got a plan in place, and hopefully we will get some good feedback.
Councillor Wilson.
Yes, I speak in support of the plan, but I do acknowledge what Councillor Brown brought up, that a future council can change direction. They can change direction in the opposite direction if they wish. It depends on the mood of the public who have elected them during the time that they're in office. So it can be any direction. Effectively, we don't know what that direction could be.
Councillor Todd.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, I speak in support of the motion also. Obviously need a long-term strategy. You know, we're looking at 30 years, so we need to be able to indicate to the public what our thinking is. I think, you know, it's a good plan that we should be doing that.
Councillor Hooper.
Yeah, I speak in favour, but I do worry that the public will think we are doing this, but was relieved to hear that it will be highlighted in the consultation.
Councillor Cameron.
I'm also speaking in favour. I would like to keep an eye on the number of responses we get, because I think that will be interesting given the amount that we're going out to consult on, and whether we get 1 or 100. But what say we get 2 responses? Is that considered enough of a consultation? And we'll have to wait and see what we decide with regards to that. But the plan is tremendous, and yeah, I speak.
I also support the recommendation that having a 30-year master plan is a good idea. Planning for the future is excellent work, and we're going out to consult with what the community would like to see in that 30-year plan, so I'm supporting that. Councillor Brown, do you need a right of reply?
No, I think most councils are at the same site, so, and it's a 30-year plan. Great.
Right, I'm going to put the motion. All in favour, please say aye. Against, carried. Thank you. Next item, number 9, road closure, Ashburton Car Club sealed autocross event. Mark and Neil. Thank you. Anything further to add to the report? Reasonably basic, I think.
The only comment from the previous meeting about the time in advance of the event, so this has got an extra week. It was supposed to be the previous meeting, and the next one we've got a month in advance, so we'll keep working on that.
As we go.
Keep working on that. Yeah.
Great. Questions, councillors? Councillor Wilson.
This road, because you know we see them come through quite often, shingle ones and tar seal ones. Do you put extra effort into maintaining that road so that it's in a good condition for this event? If you know, because some of the roads, I know some of the shingle roads, if we tried to run an event of this calibre on it, there'd be no road left afterwards. So you know, do we put extra effort in for these roads, or what's the story?
No, we don't. But the organisers will come to us if they think there's some extra work needed. But we check it before and after to see what any damage is, but we don't do any extra work beforehand. No.
Councillor Lovett.
That's what I was just going to ask if you checked after the event. Does any of the council officers actually go down to these events and just to make sure that they run well and no issues and that are happening, or they just get their consents and they just run these events and that's the end of it? I just wondered, do we go down and check?
Not officially, as far as I'm aware, unless staff are taking part in the event, but there's no official check.
Okay.
Councillor Ellis.
Thank you. Have they had to consult at all with like the feedlot down there and that, because this is I mean, I know you can come in from the other end, but I assume that they still have trucks maybe arriving on a Sunday that might have to turn around and go back, probably back down to Wakanui School Road and back around again.
Yes, they do consult with the locals. It can be an issue sometimes, particularly if something happens to happen on a Sunday, because, as you know, farmers still work on Sundays. So it doesn't change if the weather's right; they'll still be working. So they have to work with them. Yeah.
Councillor Cameron?
I didn't realise we weren't obliged to approve any road closures. That's a question.
You know, that's why we bring them here for your decision.
Oh, I see. I read that as they're not obliged to request road closures or otherwise. I misread that. I was thinking, what the heck? Thank you.
Process to follow. No further questions, councillors? Someone like to move the recommendation that council permits Seaside Road from Boningtons Road to Fitzgerald Road to be closed from 8 a.m. Sunday, 17th of March until 6 p.m. the same day to allow the sealed autocross event to take place. Councillor Ellis, Councillor Todd. Speakers for or against? Councillor Ellis, would I speak to the motion?
Thank you. Yes, the car club has a particularly good record of running events, and their health and safety record is also exceptionally good, so I'm in full support of this.
No further speakers for or against. I'll put the motion. All in favour, please say aye. Against, carried. Thank you. Next item is number 10, the financial reports. Erin, Leanne? Loretta. Sorry. Shall we go for the page by page reasonably quickly? 68, 69. 70, 71. 72, 73. 74, 75. 76, 77. 78, 79. 80, 81. 82, 83. 84, 85. 86, 87. Just on forestry, I think if in the future, could we have a bit more detail as to when we harvest a block of trees, do we make money out of it? What did it cost us planting 30 years ago and holding for that period of time? And what do we realise at the other end as probably a profit or loss or a return on investment for a block of trees we harvest? Was that possible to have something like that?
I'll have a look, get the team to have a look for Whiteman's because we've just gone through that process, so happy to do that.
Would be a good exercise,
It would
I think, to show whether it's a winner or not. No, I don't know.
Certainly will.
Thanks. Councillor Ellis.
Thank you. You've got 300,000 in there for the Oval Pavilion. Similar question to earlier. Would we be able to see a breakdown of what that 300,000 is going to be spent on and why it needs to be spent on that building?
Through the chair, we are working on that at the moment. So if you recall, we had 150 in last year and we applied to carry that forward. And as part of our carry forwards for this year, I asked to repurpose and increase it to another 150. But once we've got that work done, we can bring that, once we've got the work done on the costings, we can bring that to you by all means.
88, 89. 90, 91. 92, 93. 94, 95. 96, 97. 98, 99. 100 and 101. a recommendation on page 10 that we receive the January 2024 financial variance report. Mover or seconder? Councillor Cameron, Councillor Brown. Put the motion, all in favour, say aye. Thank you. Thanks. Loretta and Leanne, thank you. Next item is the councillor's report, is it? Page 102. Deputy Mayor's report. Busy wee Deputy Mayor. Any questions on the Deputy Mayor's report?
Not a question, but a comment. I didn't make it to the Children's Day on Sunday, so I can strike that off.
You did or you didn't? Didn't, okay. Just on one meeting, the Safer Mid County Board meeting, Rural Driver Licensing Trust. Do you know how many young people are getting their licences per month or year, or how are you achieving?
So this is a new trust that is going to be put together for, it used to be Rural Support Driver Licensing Program,
Yep.
And they have now decided to form their own trust. So it's mainly mainly migrant people getting their licences. As far as that meeting went, it was just a bit of an introduction to what it is, so I don't have any details on that.
Okay. Over the page. Do we receive them separately or one? Separately. Right. You're moving a second that we receive the Deputy Mayor's report.
I'll move it.
Councillor McMillan, Councillor Cameron. Put the motion, all in favour, please say aye. Against, carried, thank you. Item number 12, Mayor's report. And it was a pleasure to host the previous councillors for a look through the building. It was good to catch up, reminiscence, and see what they have had some involvement with over the last 20 years to get to this this building today. They all played a little part, some bigger than others, but way back then it was just in the starting blocks, and council today played the biggest role in getting it to where it is, so it was a good event. Any further questions on the Mayor's report?
I just
Councillor
have a
Allen.
question. On the 28th of February, did you meet with Ruth Kibble from Te Whatu Ora?
No, I had a phone call.
Oh, I see.
Phone call, yep.
Thank you.
We are meeting with her next Monday. Yep. There's nothing there. I'll move the Mayor's report. Do we receive it? Second it. Councillor Cameron. Put the motion, all in favour, please say aye. It's carried. Thank you. Who are we up to? We're ahead of time, are we, Philippa?
Got Katie on standby if you moved into committee.
We are ahead of time, so we the RDR which update which was going to be in committee is now no longer in committee. There's no need for it to be in committee, so it'll be an open meeting at 3:30. We're going to go into committee now and get one item off the in committee, and at 3:30, Philippa, we'll come 2:30. Sorry, 2:30 we'll come back into open meeting, back to the agenda, which will be the Digital Waitaha Charitable Trust. Yep, at 2:30. So thank you, Jonathan. If you want to go out there and read a book for a little bit, you're more than welcome. Or have a coffee, or enjoy the facility out that door. Give someone move that we move into committee.
I'll move.
Councillor McMillan.
is Nisa, and we're just going to give you guys a bit of a presentation basically about what we do and how we think we can help the community even more.
Yep. So we up here on the presentation, we basically have our mission, which is we want all individuals to be safe, ethical, responsible digital device users who successfully manage their digital well-being and safety. And so we do this through championing safe device use, fostering individual agency, and increasing equity. And so what we're going to quickly do in the beginning of this presentation is just go over the programs that we already have right now and how it so far has helped your community, because we are primarily based here in Ashburton, and a lot of our funding is for working with people here in the Ashburton district. So quickly just showing our process, and this is pretty cool, having it like in 3D around us. I love this. So how we roll, basically what we do for everything that we've come out, we ensure there's a needs assessment and then a needs analysis for everything that we do. So we work with the community first. We work with our stakeholders. We work with the people that need this to find out exactly what it is. We aren't coming in and telling people, hey, you need this. You guys are telling us what you need. And then it's backed by research. And so this just goes to show this particular case is what we've done in the Tamariki space, and we'll get into that specifically later, but that might go through several iterations to make sure what we are doing is good value for everybody that's involved, in that we do get the results that we need, and we collect the data. We continually go back to our stakeholders and make sure. So go ahead, next. So this is just an example of the programs that we have right now. So we have the Stop, Block, and Talk for Digital Safety, and that's supported by the Orange Book here. We have the Whānau Workbook, because our youth in this space have told us that this is what parents need. And we have the Ask a Digital Expert at Ask a Rangatahi. We have a WebWise Warriors podcast that are for youth by youth. And we have the Digital Shield. And so I'm going to quickly go through then what, if you are coming to one of our programs, what are some of the topics that we might have at one of our programs. So this one is part of our Digital Shield program. This is for essentially all of us. Last year, $500 million was Kiwis lost last year in scams and frauds. So we just quickly go over just safe ways. How can you make sure that your data is safe? I'm not going to go through all of these slides, so make sure if you're fast readers, just read quickly. So go ahead, Megs, keep going through. So we just talk about how do you identify safe websites, how to identify not safe websites, how to make sure, how to identify scams, how to be scam savvy, how to make sure that you are protecting your mental health and your well-being online, as well as understanding the risks and knowing what to do when you come across the risks. We gather this data. This is an ongoing basis through our research. We're gathering the data of what you hear in the community and your friends. I'm sure all of you are looking at this stuff right now and probably know somebody that has had to deal with some of these things. And so we ensure what we're doing is evidence-based. And is that the last on this one? So Megs is going to then talk to you. So that particular program is for business owners. It's for college students starting in year 11. It's for employees. It's literally for everyone from about the age of 15 up. Then Megs is going to talk to you about this wonderful picture that you see of her on there, and what the wonderful Komoot was and what we do.
Yeah, so basically we run a program, and it allows us to work with our kaumātua and show them basically how to use their devices or any kind of questions that they have around them. So we've been working with students in high schools as well who want to get involved in that kind of area, and bringing everyone together, sitting down and having a conversation. And sometimes it's as simple as, how do I access my email? And then
so it's one-on-one. They're sitting down, one college student with one senior, or one college student with two seniors, and it's one-on-one advice for your digital device.
Yeah, and it's really cool to see the connections that are built as well. Like, it goes both ways. You know, we're teaching them how to use their devices, but then the conversations that flow from that is quite powerful as well. That's what I found personally doing these programs.
Yep, and we are right now, so for example, Ashburton College, next Monday, will be at the Hakateri Marae. I'm working with the Kaumātua there, and they absolutely love our young people. It's such a great way to promote positively into the community, the amazing people that we have here. So go, just flip through that. So a few years ago, we don't have enough to really tell an origin story, but I talked to Megs while she was still in high school just to figure out what was going on. My kids were starting their online journey, coming across things that were a little bit sketchy and scary, and wanted to see what was out there to make sure that they stayed safe, and there wasn't anything. So I went and talked to Megs. I was coaching her in football at the time, and she got focus groups together at the high school. And so this was Mount Hutt College, and we talked to a lot of students. And really what came out of these sessions were, by the time we're year 11, 12, 13, we've had to do this pretty much on our own. But by the time we're here, we kind of know what we're doing. But we're really worried about our younger siblings. We're really worried about the younger students. There's nothing out there. And from that's where we've distilled down this stop, block, and talk for digital safety. And in a perfect world, every single child, the first time they get a device, they will learn this strategy. I mean, we didn't wait till our kids were almost hit by a bus to teach them how to cross the road safely. And we absolutely cannot continue to let our kids use devices without digital safety strategies. If we have a moment later on, we will talk about some of the research and what's happening and what our kids are dealing with later. So this is a simple strategy. We know that all young people are on devices by themselves, watching YouTube, Netflix, Disney Plus, or so on. And just like they learned stop, look, and listen, and all of us here in this room learned how to cross that road, and now none of us are thinking about it really anymore, right? We walk up to the road, and we do our thing, look both ways and cross, and it's not even a conscious thing. This is what we want to make stop, block, and talk. This is what we have done with a lot of college and high school and primary and intermediate age students here already in the community. And it's just as simple as when you first get that device, if you come across something online that makes you feel scared or not safe, stop what you're doing. Block yourself, so don't do it anymore until you have a chance to talk to your trusted adult. And this evolves to when kids are bullied and other things that they come across. They can apply this to it. Again, this is part of our digital program that we have in schools, that we have with community groups. Don't have enough time to go into it. I do have, I think, is there a slide in there? Sort of shows you some of the things that we do in schools where we talk to the kids, find out what the different apps are that they're using. That's my shorthand for like YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram. And if I'm Discord, if I'm saying words that you guys don't know, you might want to come to one of our sessions. Because our young people, this is the first time ever that our young people aren't able to have the wisdom of our elders. So we need to go to our young people to get the wisdom so that then we can turn around and help them, because at least we have the wisdom on how to help and how to make sure they stay safe. And then I'll turn it over to you for the next one. I think this is part of the parent program, and so I'll let Megs, we again aren't going to go through all of these things.
So these are just some of the things that attach the negatives of social media. So things like the anxiety that people feel from certain things online can be quite intimidating. And we've heard a lot of stories. Again, we probably don't have enough time to share a lot, but that we have heard and we've sort of gone.
Yeah, so this is specifically for a parent program. So what we do as part of our parent program is that we bring to the parents in the community, and we can tell you that, most of our data is here in Mid-Canterbury South and Christchurch. I can tell you that's the same everywhere. So what we do is we bring to parents and to caregivers, we work with a lot of community groups, the knowledge of what's happening now within the community. And so these are just some examples here. And we will go into more detail. So you want to go to the next screen real quick and then just flick them all on. So these are things that are happening in our community. And again, if you don't know all of these things, like if you don't know who Andrew Tate is, Daughtery, understand what live photos, porn images mean, and really understanding the types of bullying that are happening, we highly recommend that you come to one of our presentations, or again, we would be very happy to do a presentation here if you guys are really interested in knowing exactly what's happening in our community and happening towards our young people. Normalization. Oh, that one was just by itself. So the normalization of nudes, research is saying that by year 7, 8, this is just so common, right, Megs?
Yeah, very much so. It's very nonchalant the way it's spoken about. It's very like, oh yeah, I've seen it, you've seen it, it is what it is kind of thing. And it's a little bit scary. Yeah, and it's one of those things you go, it goes back to parenting. Those parents can't let those kids be on these devices. But I can tell you, we were in a class just last week.
I have a gag order a lot of times at schools. I'm not allowed saying nudes or porn unless it gets brought up in the class. And guess what? It gets brought up in the class. So yay, I get to talk about it in that preventative safety space. These girls are talking about dick pics because the other thing, what's the other stat that we can say about Snapchat, Megs?
By the age of your daughter, we can comfortably say this, by the time she's in year 7, has already seen a dick pic.
She's on Snapchat.
Yeah.
So when you sit there and you talk to girls, we're talking just to people at the school, there's a couple kids that are like, oh gosh, my parents, they completely have us blocked. We're not allowed using anything, only Kids Messenger. So I wanted to, after the presentation, go, hey, is it okay? Did we get into some pretty intense stuff? Just like, oh no, man, we all know what this is. We know dick pic. They're showing us. We're showing this stuff around, nudes. Pff. So they're having conversations about nudes and about dick pics. And probably, if I'm saying the word penis in here and if I'm making anybody feel uncomfortable, I can tell you that our kids are talking about it in a way that they're very comfortable about. And so we have to be the adults in the room and start becoming more comfortable talking to our young people. So some people in here might still have young kids or have grandkids. I know Liz has some not as young anymore in here in the room, and I know Phil does have a young son. So these are some conversations that we really need to be comfortable talking about. I'm just quickly showing you, and it's not showing the video. See if that will play. Is it not going to let us play it? Are we not on internet? No. Okay. So unfortunately, what I wanted to show you too is, again, why it's really important to talk to our kids about things that can and can't happen on the internet and what it is that we're showing. And these are things that we talk to parents about as well. Like my daughter, wonderful, beautiful photo that's shared. Potentially it could be an example of something that parents share online. And over here on the left, I've just run it through an AI generator, and I've had her say, in this case, I've had her say things that are very polite. She's talking about stop, block, and talk. But it's just kind of showing how what it is that you're sharing online, how it's being used or could potentially be used. So these are our programs. I think that's it. Yeah, so these are our programs that we have. So we really are evidence-based. We are talking from the moment you start using a device to the last time you use your device. We're here to make sure that everybody is safe and well online. And our biggest barrier is that people just don't know about us, and then obviously just, getting it out there more. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Megs completely. How much time do we have left? Yep, so I'll turn it over to Megs at this point. So just really quickly talk about WebWise Warriors.
Yeah. So basically, our podcast, WebWise Warriors, so that was started with myself and Cheyenne. And we have released 5 podcasts, and we're currently working on releasing another 8. And basically, the first 5, we go over body image issues, addiction, digital consent, and then we kind of asked the questions about what is going on, and we spoke to students at school and got them to explain what they've seen and what they've been told, and it's pretty
So you're
pretty
7,
powerful.
8 students?
Yes, 7, 8, yeah.
So now we're coming to the crux of why we're here today. So these are another series of podcasts that have come up. So we have funding through DECA to go through these and create these podcasts. They are being recorded here, which is great in this wonderful space. These are very empowering, actually. They might sound scary, but every single one of these sections are going to have positives come out of it. I mean, even the sextortion, I can't even begin to tell you how much sextortion is happening in our young kids. Sextortion starts off with maybe something simple as an image being shared, maybe a private image, and then it's escalating to something more, so being asked to share porn images of themselves and nude images of themselves. But all of our podcasts are going to have an empowering factor. And so what we want to do with these podcasts and what we're here for is that we want to then turn all of this into a panel. We want to have a youth event for youth by youth, and then I'll let Megan lead us out. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So we're looking to host an event in about June and basically bring in everybody that's been involved with the podcast, but also everybody who works in the social media space and others who kind of want to learn more about it and connect and work with each other to kind of see how we can change social media.
It's for kids, so we're looking at aiming towards primary school kids. ECE all the way up through high school is the age that we're targeting, plus their parents and then caregivers. other community members, anybody that works with whānau, anybody that works with young people, that's our target group. So it's a huge, huge target group. Yeah, and then, yeah.
Go ahead. So we would love to be able to use this as the event centre for that event because I think it's an amazing space to use. And obviously we're recording the podcast here, so it'd be great to use this as kind of the home base. And then if you guys would love to, we've got plenty of resources that we'd love to be able to put in the libraries as well, so that people can jump on board and kind of learn for themselves.
Yeah, and then we got just getting some of the library staff involved as part of this event as well. I'm not certain if that's you or somebody from the library that we talked to, but we have these lovely books, you know, getting library staff involved and teaching kids the stop, block, and talk and how easy it is. It's super simple. So if we could just have some sort of maybe one-day event here, and then other resources, again, for the library. Yeah, I think that's it. That. Read it here. And then we just don't know what else to ask for. We just know that we need to get this stuff out. We need your help getting this stuff out. We have so much evidence that it's helped. We get all the time people coming up to us telling us how it's helped their kids, how it's helped them, how kids have felt empowered because they know. I mean, just think about it. If you know how to handle a situation, how empowered do you feel? And our research, we didn't really get time to talk into that, but our research, we're starting to see year 7, 8 nudes are common. Year 5 students, we're telling Megan where to go and find porn, naming sites like Pornhub. So these kids are coming on Omegle and they're seeing people masturbating. And again, if you guys are here, if that's a hard word for you to hear on this, you have to understand that these kids are normalizing these conversations. So we need to get out in front of that to make sure that these kids don't feel shame, that we're averting mental health issues and stuff because we are empowering them beforehand before they have to deal with these things online.
Thanks, Nessa and Megan. So I'm just going to hand to Hamish about the free use of Event Centre and what the process is to use that facility.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Mayor. Thanks for the presentation. We do envisage this wonderful facility being a platform for all sorts of conversations and connections with the community, of which this is a very worthy one. And so I'll encourage you either through Sarah, who manages the library team, to just simply reach out to the library, and they will make all this stuff happen because they're doing that all the time now that we're in this building and wanting to maximise the use of the event centre and the space, putting events together and getting involved in these ways in which this building can help council, but more generally connections in the community for worthwhile projects. So you're not going to have any trouble dealing with the library as a platform for constructive community messaging.
Okay.
That's good. Councillors, any questions? I just have one. You get all the stuff on their devices because it just comes in, apparently. Surely the device can stop it from coming in. Has someone not written a program, an app or something to stop unwanted stuff coming in?
There's ways around. There is some protection to a degree, but still, if you play an online game, if you have social media, there's no way
You're on
to
Discord. I mean,
yeah.
this stuff's just coming in. If you're on Snapchat, people send you stuff. I mean, she's on a private protected Instagram account. And right before I came in, I was like, hey, Meg, show me your scams that you're getting. And she has like somebody offering her hot babes line that she can get onto. So, I mean, you can have all your stuff protected. It still comes through. And if you're talking about filtering, yes, your parents there are software packages out there to make sure your device is, but you're still a member of your community, which means there's no kids growing up in isolation anymore. So like that girl that I was talking about before, she's never had a dick pic sent to her directly, because she's only on a very protected device, but they talk about it, they flash them to each other, they go, ha, see this. So yes, you can. It's not in a community because people don't know. People don't know that they can do this. They don't know when they're supposed to start protecting their kids. That's what we're here for, so hopefully get that word out.
Great. Councillors, any questions? Oh, Phil.
Thanks for the presentation, thank you. And well done. I've had a lot to do with you guys over the years, and it's amazing what you do, and empowering parents to have some tools so they know what to do, and because, you know, them coming down hard and saying you're not to do this is just going to send the kids in the opposite direction. So keep up the good work. The event that you're talking about having, do you see that, how big do you see it being? And like with the tiered facility we've got here in the big screen, would that space be enough, do you think?
Well, we don't know. I mean, we want to make it as big as we possibly can. So we plan on, we have experts involved in this. So we have child, my brain's starting to go, but the child growth when they grow up, and the child psychology, child development psychologist. Thank you. So we have a child development psychologist here so parents can ask them questions. We basically have 8 panels. We got people involved. We're hoping if we work with the library that we can have a lot of kids involved in going through this. So we're hoping to be as big as we possibly can. I mean, we're looking at trying to bring in, you know, several hundred kids and parents and stuff. So it could be as big as we can make it.
Further
Plus, you're
question?
going to help me.
Further questions, councillors? Well, thank you once again for that presentation. Very good presentation. Sort of opens a few eyes, really, what you can get out there. Yeah, so we're going to break now for a cup of tea. More than welcome to join us and continue the corridor. So we'll break now for more afternoon tea. And council back again at probably 3:30. Who have we got next? RDR, is it? RDR, yeah, 3:30. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thanks.